Hello everyone, it's Carla from Casey Creates, and I just thought I'd turn the camera on because I'm working on pottery, which I was hoping to be back to my lace journals and fabric crafting, but my sister and I have been invited to be a part of an art sale. It's called the Charlotte Garden Art. Anyway, I'll put a link so that you can see. Anyway, we're creating pieces for the sale, and I want to create in a way that I'm enjoying the process, even though I do feel like I'm in a bit of a hurry to get pieces done, mostly because I want to put some forms that I don't normally make in the sale that are more garden related. So I'm making some hand-built flower pots, and I do make pots on the wheel, but I just love the process of building by hand. I like hand-built mugs, and this is a very similar process as making hand-built mugs. So anyway, what I'm doing is making a pot and then wrapping the lip with a decorative strip of clay. And this is going to be the little tray that the flower pot sits in. And so I'm going to wrap the lip of the flower pot tray as well. Let me just set this over here. And I'll show you how I wrap the lip on the little tray. So like I said, I probably could make these faster on the wheel, but I really want to make them by hand. And so I'm just scoring the lip of the clay. So recently, within the last, I don't know, 6 months to a year, my sister and I have decided to become a team with our pottery. I still do my own individual art, but we also have a new, our new team is the Clay Sisters, and I don't know if you all know it, but my mother's maiden name is Clay. My sister's been doing clay now for a good 12 or 15 years, and combined with my many years of experience in high school and college and teaching, we both create different forms but very much on the same theme. So we're working together now, and it's just really fun. Plus she's got a better studio than me already set up in her house, and so we really enjoy getting together and creating. And we are now the Clay Sisters, and we're on Instagram, and I'll show you some of our forms. But what I'm doing now is I'm just putting this, actually I don't want to use this one, I'll save that one for the lip of my next pot. I don't talk and do this very well at the same time. And I really just turned it on so I could visit with some of you who I haven't been able to do videos with in a while. And any of the other friends that are joining me, thank you for stopping by and visiting. But Clay is our family name on my mother's side, and no accident, I'm sure. Jules, why are you scratching? Jules, sorry, I'm dog sitting right now, and I have 2 extra furry friends here. I call them my dog niece and nephew because they're my sister's dogs. And Jules is a diva. She made me get up twice in the middle of the night to put her covers back. Jules, please stop doing that. Come over here. Come over here. Come. And she doesn't listen very well. Come here. What are you doing? You can't do that. Here's your toy. Get your toy. Anyway. You know, dogs will be dogs. I love dogs. I'm a total dog fan. So they pretty much can do no wrong, even though they can be naughty sometimes. So what I'm doing is just putting a little slip and scoring this so that I can wrap it around the edge of the drip tray that I'm making. Can you see that? Let me get Jules from over here. I don't want her scratching a hole in the carpet. Jules, come here. I don't know why you're doing that, but you have to stop. There you go. Good girl. Take your bone. There you go. Sorry about that. And so I'm just going to wrap it halfway. See, you know, they were being so quiet and sweet. Now I want to do a video and they're going to act out. And then, because I've scored it, and there's Romeo. Romeo's a something poo. I don't know what they call him. But they're very spoiled, very well cared for dogs. I'm going to wrap this over the edge. I'm going to try to do it so it doesn't ripple. And then I'm going to be finished with one set. I've got two sets that I'm doing. I'm sorry, you guys. Now you're going to hear her chewing on her bone. But I guess that's better than scratching the carpet. I don't know what that was about. I know they don't do that at their house. I mean, at least if they try, they don't get away with it. Jules. Oh, it went under the chair. She's having trouble getting it. Let's see if it'll keep her entertained trying to get it. Okay, so if you can see, I've now wrapped it around, and this flower print is one of my, can't remember who makes these rollers, MKM, anyway, it's this roller, makes really fun little daisies, or I guess it could be a cherry blossom. I'm not exactly sure what that flower is. But that's it. It's as simple as just wrapping the lip of the pot and then wrapping the edge of the drip tray. And then all I have to do is put a little drainage hole down in the center. And I'll show you what they look like after I glaze them and fire them. So that's one. And I'm going to move this one over. And I've got another one that I need to wrap the lip. And the tray. So I've been busy here in my little clay factory. This was a angled, typical shaped terracotta shape pot, but I bowed it out some by just pushing with the rounded edge of my rib to belly it out a little bit and change the contour of the pot. And then I made the foot a little bit wider so that I could give it a little bit of an edge. And then all I have to do is, where'd my scoring tool go? Here it is. This is just a serrated rib that I cut into a slightly smaller piece so that I can score. Let me see if I can move this a little bit. I'm just going to score around the lip. My hand building over the years has changed a little bit. I used to try to keep everything so precise in an attempt to make it look like it was made on the wheel. But doing that made everything look so tight and maybe slightly overworked. And so now I just kind of keep things a little looser. I'm a little less rigid about keeping the lines all perfectly contoured, and it kind of translates better that way. It says handmade pot, and even though I want it to be crafted well, you know, no score marks showing or anything like that, I still want it to look like, you know, it didn't come from somewhere where it was mass produced. I want it to say art. So this is just a little bit of water that I'm putting on the edge to keep it from, just to score and slip. And then my coil or slab or strip or whatever you want to call it that I did earlier, I tore it a little too soon, so it's not gonna all the way reach. So I'm going to decide, do I want to just tear it and do half and half? I think I do. So it'll kind of have two joining sides, but that's okay. Clay is rather forgiving in that way. When you're hand building, you can change things up a little bit. So right now, I'm just scoring another piece of my decorative strip of clay. These score marks, if you don't already know, are what kind of help hold pieces together. It's like if you're grouting something, the grout goes down in those grooves. Well, in this case, the water or slip goes down in those grooves and kind of helps make a stronger hold. If I were to just stick it on with water, it might pull apart and not want to hold down as well. So I'm going to overlap this a little bit. And I like to put it on about a third, with about 2/3 of it still above the lip, so that I can account for the little bit of the rim on the lip as I roll it over the top. Then I've got one more strip here that I'm going to use for the other drip tray. Sometimes I have to stop and wipe my fingers just because it's easier to work with cleaner fingers. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. I hope you can see this okay. Try to move it a little closer. So now you can see I'm just going to gently coax this over the edge. I love doing a rolled lip. It gives it such a nice, healthy, pudgy little lip and a nice contrast. And it does wrinkle a little bit, but that's okay. I don't mind that part either. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a squeeze right where the edge hits the pot to make sure it's stuck really well. And I'm giving it a squeeze without mashing away the design in the clay. And I find it's easier to clean the pot up after it's firmed up some, so I'm going to give it a little bit of a seal, and then I'm going to set this aside, and when it's firmer, I'll take my rib and go back and do some smoothing and shaping later. So there's the second one with the lip. And now we'll do the lip on the second drip tray. And I really hope, oh good grief, I really hope they don't bark the whole time. So again, I'm just scoring the edge of the drip tray. I think the dog's making me nervous. Hi, Jules. Hi. Are you wanting them to come out? You want Ethan to come out and play with you? Hmm? Jules loves to play ball. You love to play ball, don't you? We haven't had dogs in the house in a while. Many of you who've been watching my videos for years know that we lost our sweet Rusty last November, and our hearts are still quite broken, so it's nice to have the sound of dogs in the house for a little while, but I'm not ready to replace, not that we could ever replace Rusty, but Not ready for another dog. Not just yet. We'll just have lovely visits with you, won't we? Yes, we will. Get down. Get down, sweet girl. Go, go. Okay, so I've scored this one. I'm going to add my slip. You know, the thing about working with clay is it can be quite messy, but it does clean up really well. I never had any trouble with, you know, looking down and going, oh no, there's clay. You can contain it pretty well. Unlike if I had a potter's wheel in the house, I'd definitely have to have a special place for that. So I'm going to wrap my edge of my drip tray with the decorative trim. Overlap it a little bit again. Like so. And then let's make sure it's nice and secure. Anyway, I don't know how many of you are interested in this, but I just wanted to feel like I was visiting with you while I create, because this is where you're going to find me for the next few days. I do work at my other job on Tuesday, but tomorrow hopefully I won't have any interruptions and I'll be able to get a lot more created. I've mapped it out so that this will be the last week that I'll actually create, and then I've got to concentrate on getting everything fired and glazed the last 2 weeks before the sale, and the sale is May 6th and 7th, and you can find it online. It's the Charlotte Garden Tour 2023, and we are one of the featured artists. They'll just locate us in one of the gardens. I think there's going to be 7 or 8 featured gardens. So we're quite honored to get to be one of the guest artists. Okay, and there you have it. Another wrapped lip, another pot to go in the middle. You know, I could go ahead and put the drainage hole in there just to show you. I'm going to use the smallest, oh, I'm not in the camera, the smallest cutter. I don't know, that might be too big. I guess it's okay. Here, let me push this in and I'll show you. The beauty of garden pots is they don't have to be absolutely perfect. And you know, it's going to be something organic growing in there anyway. Okay, so I just cut out that hole, and there's my drainage hole. And since it's going to be sitting flush in the tray, I don't think it'll be too big, but I might not make the next one that big. I might make it a little bit smaller, but it'll shrink a little bit too, because clay shrinks in the kiln anywhere from about 7 to 10%. I'm trying to get this centered. Okay, can you guys see that? Alright, so I have, let me get the other one. I have this one, and I have this one. Once these firm up again, I will clean up the edges a little bit more and sign the bottom. So I've got 2 of that size. I wonder what I did. I was thinking if I have my measuring tape, I do, I can tell you about what the diameter of this is. They're about 6-inch pots. That's not bad. That's pretty good. That would grow a pretty little tabletop plant, I think. If I can reach over here without knocking over my camera, I'll show you the one I made with 3 pots. I think I can. Let me move these back very carefully. And I'll show you this one. So I put these little cups in here just as they dry to stabilize them. So I'll take those out. So this is one that's for 3 little flower pots that I think would lend themselves to a nice herb, you know, parsley, rosemary, and thyme or something like that. And they just sit down in this tray. And then of course I still have to put small drainage holes in each pot. So this is what I've been working on, getting ready for the garden sale that I'm really excited that we'll get to be a part of. And I want to thank you for visiting with me. And I'll come back and show you what other progress I've made if anyone's interested. Maybe I'll see you again later in the week. And I'll let you go for now, but thanks for visiting, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.